What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and as you may have read, this is my 5th year anniversary for my YouTube channel. You can send all monetary payments and gifts to this P.O. box. It is certainly real, certainly legit, certainly not offshore. And make sure to send it quickly because rent is due in 10 days. Anyway, so what I want to do for this video is something that I did before in the past for Pokemon starters, but this time I'm going to be doing my own videos. Yes, I'm going to be ranking my own videos. How did they make me feel? What did I feel like when I was recording them? Are all going to come into play. And I'm going to put them on a tier list. And yeah, I know that you guys are thinking, Steven, that seems very biased, and all you're going to do is put them all in the S tier. First and foremost, the S tier was made for me because S stands for Steven. So if you don't want me to put all my videos in the Steven tier, please turn the video off right now. Yes, okay, I'm joking. I'm not going to put everything in S tier. I'm going to keep it completely truthful. I'm going to keep it just all facts, all gas, no breaks, and just all truths, okay? So let's bring up my tier list here, and let's get to work. That's weird. That's the thumbnail for this video. Okay, all right, on to the next one. So let's start off with the beginning, my very first video, right? I'm going to put that one, because it's an ancient relic, it's a piece of history here, let's put that in the A tier. I can't disrespect it, I can't put it any lower, because that's where everything all started 5 years ago today. So, how can I knock it, right? Next up, we have my first year vlog. Now that one, I enjoy it. I think it's cool, but s.w.a.t, when I recorded them, they weren't a fan of how I depicted them. They made me think that I may have recorded them in a bad light, in a weird angle. So I'll put that one in the C tier, simply because there's a bit of a drama going on behind, but you know, s.w.a.t in their godlike ways, they could be a bit of a drama queen, so it is what it is. Now let's move on to year 2. Let's just knock out all the anniversaries. I did the Guess It and Finesse It tutorial. That one's fine, but you know what? It's a lot of gabbing, a lot of yapping. So I might put that one in also the C tier. Yeah, lots of yapping. Now we're gonna go with this trail of each anniversary. So next up we have anniversary 3. This one was my cross-country trip to California. Now that one, I like that one. I think it's very nostalgic to me. I enjoy seeing all the clips of me and Alicia traveling on the road and everything that got us to there. It's a good video. I'm gonna put that as an A tier because, again, it's nostalgic. It's fun to look back and think about all of what we went through. And then year 4, Ned's Declassified-esque school survival guide into LA. Yeah, and that's like my year in review since living there. Yeah, I would put that in B tier. It's a solid video, and there's some good information on it, especially if you're trying to move to Los Angeles. I think there's some good info, so I would put it in a B tier. Okay, next up, let's talk about, which one do I want to do next? Speaking of year in review, here's a year in review for all of the movies that I watched. That one's okay. I wish if I was a little bit more active in uploading, I would have posted more in-depth videos for the specific 5-star ratings that I did, but it's not a bad video. I would put it at a B tier because there was some solid film reviews and different things I talked about that I enjoyed, but again, I wish I had more time. I didn't want to make too long of a video. Speaking of movie reviews, let's talk about Nope. I think that one's good. I think that one's like a B tier review. I think I break down some of its elements pretty nicely, but maybe I would have been a little bit more concise with it if I was to do the video again. However, speaking of Nope, what I would do is put the video where I make the t-shirts in A tier. It's a good video. It's a lot of fun. And I never really do an arts and craft video where I do something that's besides digital art or like sketchbook art. So to be able to make t-shirts was a lot of fun. So I would keep that one around. Speaking of reviews, let's look at the Squid Game. That one I put in the C tier. It's fine, but I don't ever go back and look at it. And I'm gonna be real, yes, I do go back and look at some of my videos. There are some videos that make me chuckle, and I think if I'm gonna put anything in S tier, it needs to be something that I could think about off the top of my head and I go, that's funny. And so, with that being said, I'm going to put my catfish video in S tier. Now, if you disagree with me, you're an idiot. That's a great video. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's funny. I had a lot of fun making it, and even though some of it was kind of difficult to do because there's multiple locations and the fact that getting my hair white for Max's hair was such a pain, but it was good. I think it was pretty solid. So I would put that in the S tier. Now, to jump all the way to the bottom of the ranking, what would I put in D tier? Probably one of my, first off, my recent update videos. Simply because nothing really happens. Minus me crashing my car at the end. That was unfortunate, but you know what, I think this D tier needs a bit of a buddy. I would probably also put my Meet the Critic video. It's not a bad video per se. I'm not in love with it. It doesn't make my heart sing. There's certain bits in it that I would have written differently or changed. It doesn't hit for me, okay? I don't have to explain myself to you. Let's see. Next up, now, I want to talk about my No Way Home video. I think my review for that movie has changed since I watched it the first time and then I made the review. So I think that video may be outdated. Sometimes you watch something on a second or third watch and you start to realize certain plot holes, certain feelings, and I'm like, maybe it's not as good as I remember it is. Granted, the finale is a fun time. How we got there was a little bit convoluted and ridiculous, so I'm gonna have to put the review itself in C tier. Now, a great movie though, Apollo's Fur. I don't think enough people, I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it, but that's why I gave the review such a shining golden star, because I think the movie deserves more of its flowers here. So I'm gonna put that one in A tier because Apollo's Fur was great. Going back to Spider-Man topics, same for Across the Spider-Verse. It's a good review for a good movie, and I think it deserves to be that high on the list. Now, we need to show a little love to the B tier because I still love all my videos no matter what, whether they're B tier or whatever. In the B tier, I will put, maybe my, you know what? My story time with the Pokemon scandal. That's a funny one. It's not my greatest one, but the Pokemon scandal has some good laughs in there. I enjoy that. Yeah, I'll put that in B tier. Now, same for the B tier, I will put the Where is Steven update one, because I don't like to do too many updates because I feel like it gets can be kind of boring just telling what's happening. Granted, I like doing vlogs, but I like when I add a little bit of a flair to these updates, and that one had a good flair to it. I enjoyed doing the newscasting. The final shot was fun. So I stand with that at being a B tier. Now, an A tier update video would be this one here, where I move out of my second apartment with Alicia before I moved to California. That's a good one because there's a music video, I sang my heart out, and Reba McEntire actually called me to do a duet, and I told her no because I'm too busy. That's how good that music video is. So I'm gonna put that in A tier. Let's creep on up to the S tier though. I think there's somebody that deserves a spot there, and I'm gonna put my barbershop story time in there. I think that one's really funny. There's a lot of twists and turns that happened when I was there that it's a ridiculous story. And so it was a lot of fun telling that story for you guys. So I think that it deserves a spot. I think that it's a very solid, very funny video that you guys should check out more. Speaking of which, story time for me and Davon encountering the witchy presence in the breakfast joint. I'm gonna put that in B tier only because I don't think I emphasized how creepy that genuinely was. It was creepy. I don't think I got the point across the best, but it was very freaky. So it's a B tier only for my own downfall. Speaking of my own downfall, I'm gonna have to talk about some of my drawing videos, because some of them in my early videos, I was feeling I was just kind of getting the hang of some of my drawing functions. There's so many new techniques I would have done now if I had the chance. So my palette challenge, I'm gonna put that one in maybe C tier. It was cool. It was a fun concept. I would want to revisit it, but I think that there's certain ways things I would have done differently. Speaking of which, same for my cartoon challenge. Might put that one in D tier, because, like I said, I look back and I'm like, dang, I'm not a fan of the final product. I could have done it better. So, again, you live and you learn. That's what happens when in your first year of YouTubing, is you learn certain things happen, and you go, you know what? Next time I'll do it better. Speaking of my first year, let's talk about my very first review, which was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I'm gonna put that in A tier, simply because I put a lot of effort into that, and you could tell in that video. So I have to give that video props, because I feel like I put a lot of work into that, and I liked how it came out. So I'm gonna give that A tier. Let's move on to another video game adaptation of the Mario movie. However, that one, maybe like a C tier. It's okay. And you know what? I think I was out of my element in that video, because I wasn't in my usual spot. This is when I was at a different location. I was in between my living situation, so I wasn't in the zone, and that's okay. Let's keep it going with popular IPs and reviews. C tier, I'll also put the update for the Disney properties that was coming out, like Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki. Same reason why I wasn't in love with my B tier year in review movies. That one felt a little bit cluttered, but except that year in review was a little bit more, I feel, organized. I don't think this one was as organized as I'd like it to be. So it was okay. Let's go back to my drawing videos, though. One of my favorite ones that I did, and I'll put this one in A tier, was my superhero fusion power challenge. I want to do that one again, and also there's the one Pelicana character that I made that I really was a fan of. That I held on to that one dearly. That's a cool concept, just a fun time in general. I would stick to that one. I stick by that one with the A tier. Now, however, if we're going to talk about fusions, my Pokemon fusion, however, that one's a B tier. I think the final products could have been better, but it's a good concept, and I want to try it again in a different way. Enough said. I just think that it could be a little bit better. Now, speaking of freaky little creatures, let's talk about Luca. I liked that review. I think it's solid. I'm gonna give that one a B tier. It's a good review, and I like the little clips I put in between the review of me watching it. It was a lot of fun, so I stand on it. I think it's a solid B tier movie review. However, if we're talking about tiers of movie review, let's knock out the 2 updates I gave when it came to the Stephen King marathon that I did. I'm gonna put both updates in the C tier, just because they're just updates. They're nothing really special. They're nothing to go run home about. But the big one is the hour and 45-minute long breakdown of the marathon itself, which I was shocked at the amount of views I got. People actually enjoyed that one. I'm gonna give that one an A tier, because I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed talking for such a long period of time. I liked how I organized it. The journal really helped. So I stand by that one. I think that was a good A tier video. Now, to keep adding to the C tier, I'm gonna put my Purgecast, because Purgecast, I think, was a little bit long-winded. I could have been more concise and sharp with the dialogue. I could have had a better plan on how I wanted the storyline to go, because it's a longer video as well. Again, it's not bad, but it could be better. But I was proud of myself with how I edited myself to be speaking to myself, to my clone. So, not bad. Could be better. If we're talking about better, I really like the Everything Everywhere All at Once review. I'm gonna put that in A tier. It's a good review. I was really excited about that movie, and I think it shows. I think that what also goes into talking about my own review videos is because when I really like a movie, it shows in how I review it. Not that, and again, not that I make bad videos when I don't like the movie, because sometimes when I don't like a movie, I like tearing into it. Like this next one, my Halloween Kills video. I did not like that movie. I think the movie was stupid. However, very fun time reviewing it. So I put that in B tier. Now, speaking of horror, let's talk about my dentist horror story. I gotta put that in A tier. Not only because is it a good time to listen to, I went through too much to get that story for you guys not to like it. So I'm going to put that in A tier. And that makes me think, when it comes to stories about mutilation and bones, did you guys like the etched in bone story? How did you guys feel about that? But what I think, that's a pretty decent horror story. I'm gonna put that in B tier because I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making it. And I would like to do it again if you guys were feeling it. But yeah, I think that's a solid YouTube video. Now, if we're talking about solid though, another solid video that should be discussed more is my New Year's video. I'll put that in B tier because I think that one's really funny. I like the twist of it. I like how it's formatted. And I had a lot of fun recording it, like playing a bunch of different characters. That one was a lot of fun. Now, if we're talking about different character videos though, there's a better one that I really love, which is the DJ Khaled video. That's where I started playing a lot of different characters, and that one was a really good one. I was really happy with how that came out. I'm gonna put that in A tier. Now, let's see. Let's get more update videos out of the way here. My Keeping Tabs, my recent video, that one is about a B tier, halfway down, because on one hand, I like talking about everything that was enjoyable to me and what I've been doing in the past gap. But again, I think as an update video, I think it could have edited a little bit better with certain the graphics. It is what it is, but I think it's still a good video. Next up, I'm gonna put my Godzilla vs. King Kong review, probably at a B tier. It's not memorable to me right off the bat, but I liked breaking it down like a sporting event, which I mean that's kind of just how the movie is formatted, like a sporting event with the 3 rounds, and I had a good time breaking that down and talking about each round. I felt like a sports announcer. It's a good video, but a better video, my Chance the Rapper cousin run-in. That's an A tier. Very funny. I highly recommend that one. What I highly recommend more though is something that I'm gonna have to put in the S tier because this is the one that I go back and I laugh at, which is my ghost hunting video. That one's funny. I had a really good time making it. I think all the jokes land for me, at least. And to toot my own horn, the part where the ghost touches his booty, that's cinema. If you don't think so, I guess that's your opinion, but you're also wrong. Let's see. Now, to balance out my ego here, what I'm going to put down here in C tier is my, is my anime video. My video where I draw myself in the anime style. I wasn't a fan. I don't think I really matched the anime style the way I would have liked to. And I need to practice on that more. I'm not really used to drawing in an anime style, at least definitely not in that era. I would have practiced that a little bit more. I'd have to. So I'll put that in the C tier. But the Pokemon team, I'll put that in B tier because I like talking about my favorite Pokemon. I like drawing them all together. That one was pretty decent. Same for my art style challenge where I draw myself in other cartoon styles. I liked drawing myself in the Danny Phantom style. I think that one came out pretty well. So I put that one in B tier. Granted, again, it's still the same issue where I wish I could change certain things, but on the ranking scale of the art style challenges, I have my very first one in D, anime style in C, and then other cartoon styles, including like Adventure Time and Simpsons and the Danny Phantom at B. But speaking of art style challenges, we have my more traditional sketchbook challenge where I drew my life and my different stages on my birthday, I'll put that one at A tier. I'll put that one at an A tier because I liked drawing with pencil. I don't draw with pencil often, and it was fun to talk about what I was in those stages of my life, because it's been so different. They're almost like completely different characters, and I think it was fun to discuss that and draw it out in a more traditional sense. I'm proud of that video. I'm happy with it. What else I'm happy with actually was Standstill. I'm gonna put that on par with my Etched in Bones video at a B tier. I think that there were certain concepts I wanted to explore in that, and I don't know if it came across fully. I think the gameplay could have been maybe a little bit longer or a little bit more extensive, but it is what it is. I still think it was a solid story. And hey, maybe I'll expand on it next Halloween. Who knows? That could be fun. Next up, let's get a little meta. Let's talk about my other tier list video, which is my Pokemon tier list. That one's funny. I'm gonna put that one in A tier because I enjoy doing tier lists, as you can see, and I want to do more of them. I'm thinking of doing another one for Marvel movies, maybe another one for movies of the year that I've seen. I could maybe do a tier list for just general movies of 2025 or 2026. That could be a lot of fun. So let me know what you want else to see when it comes to tier lists. I like doing them. I think they're cool, but I don't do them enough. So I'm looking for more topics. Next up is my Q&A video that I did. That was my second video I posted on this channel to let you guys get to know me. I'm only putting in D tier, not because it's a bad video, because I don't really care for it because I already know who I am. I was just letting you guys know. So, but for me, I skip it. It is what it is, you know? Next up, Success Sells. That one's funny. I'm gonna put that in A tier because I get a good chuckle out of that one, especially the flower bit, because I don't think I need to explain what makes a joke funny, because then it sounds really lame. So I'm just gonna say I think it's funny. Cooking in Quarantine with Kevin. That one, I might put that one in C tier. C for cooking, because it's a good video. It's funny. When I made that video, it was for a class project that was ruined due to COVID, so I had to make up a new concept and act in it myself when I was supposed to have actors. So it was kind of a struggle even making it, but I had fun doing it. You know what? I'm a bump it. We're bumping it up to B because I worked with what I had. It was a good video. It's not as much laughs as I would have liked in it for me personally, but you know what? I really did that thing, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. Now, A tier, however, is my drawing challenge when it comes to my favorite media. Since we're just moving up the line on my different art style challenges, and that one's my favorite because obviously it has my favorite media, but also I think I did a really good job, especially in the Spider-Verse style. That one was a lot of fun to not only do, it was really extensive. It was almost like doing a puzzle piece because the Spider-Verse style is so intricate. There's so many little different things like the Ben-Day dots or in the shading, and it's just so much that goes on that if you miss it, something just feels off. So I was really happy with how that one came out. Next up, we have my my scam of me crying here on the toilet. Put that in B tier. It's a solid video. It's solid. Sad though. I don't really watch it because it sucks, but nonetheless, let's move on. Here's my update video for when I moved out of my first apartment. Very sad. I think that one's a relic, and I think it deserves to be an A tier as well because those are monumental. Granted, not much happens in these update videos, but I did Thanos snap away my apartment, so that was pretty solid. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. It's a sad time, and I salute to history. Let's see. Next up, we have my big move, where me and Alicia, I'm just talking about the big move. That one's okay. That one's just a C tier because I mean, again, the bigger video is the one where I'm actually going cross country. That's the big video. That's what's interesting. This one's more just telling what's going to happen. So not much happens in that video. You know what? I'll even put it down in D tier. It's fine. I don't need it. I don't need to take up any space. I'll put it in a D tier. Now we have my final three, which coincidentally are all birthday videos. I did not mean for that to happen. This one is my Mystery Science Theater 3000 video. I'm gonna put that in B tier because I like how I edited it. I edited it, but I don't think I hit the same energy that the original Mystery Science Theater 3000 usually does. You know, you can only do so much with a short film, but overall, it's not bad. But I actually kind of want to do it again, but with something new. But I don't know what I would review or how would I do it. If you have any suggestions, just let me know. Next up is my video where I review my old drawings. That one, I'm going to put that low at C, only because, first and foremost, that is directly after my dentist trauma story. So my mouth is so messed up. I'm in pain. I'm not having a good time recording that. So when I look at that, that's all I think about. But I mean, I don't think it came across poorly, but I just was not in the best headspace. I was on multiple drugs and in so much pain. Last but not least, we have my birthday movie review, where I review every single one of my favorite movies. I mean, you gotta put it in A tier, right? They're my favorite movies. I have a good time reviewing my favorite movies. Y'all wanted to hear that, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put that in A tier. That's solid. That's solid. All right, so that's my list. But I think that's correct. Maybe I should just put everything in S tier. No. Never mind. Okay, no, that's fine. I won't. Fine. We'll leave it like this. I think it's a solid list. I think that makes the most sense. However, take all of what I'm saying with a grain of sugar. Because again, I don't think I have any bad videos. If I had a bad video, I wouldn't upload it. There's certain videos I would change, certain videos that maybe I would do differently if I was doing it again. But I cherish all the videos I make because, again, I think you guys all deserve quality videos, and I try to give you all quality videos. However, I hope that if you guys were to do a tier list for my videos, they would all go in the Steven tier. All S tier, all across the board, and I expect nothing less. And thank you guys all again for sticking around for these 5 years. I hope you guys have been enjoying the ride so far. I hope you guys think it's been worth it to be subscribed to the Just Steven channel for this long, and I hope you guys plan to never, ever hit that unsubscribe button. Tell your friends, tell them all to join the Steven Nation, or whatever I would end up calling my fan base if I ever come up with a solid title for that. But nonetheless, thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you all in my next videos for all the other years to come. So I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.